Alley.
The alley behind my house looks dirty.
The policeman chased the mugger down the alley.
The complex contains a bowling alley and indoor tennis courts.
The alley behind my house looks dirty.
Alley. Axe.
She used an axe to cut some wood for the fire.
The video depicts the daily rotation of the Earth on its axis. The video depicts the daily rotation of the Earth on its axis. Mary's boss finally gave her the axe.
My uncle used the axe to hack the tree into many logs.
Axe.
Bunch.
This is a big bunch of grapes.
I picked a bunch of grapes.
She sent him a bunch of red roses.
This is a big bunch of grapes.
The dress she's wearing is the pick of the bunch. Bunch.
Chore.
It's Nikki's chore to do the dishes every Tuesday and Wednesday night.
The boys never do any chores at all.
Domestic chores will no longer be a burden.
Domestic chores will no longer be a burden, thanks to the inventions of labor-saving devices. Being the eldest child and the only daughter in the family, I try to help with household chores.
Chore. Decent.
Eric did a decent job painting the fence.
I think I've finally found a style that looks decent and is easy to handle. Everyone said he was a pretty decent guy.
I think I've finally found a style that looks decent and is easy to handle. Eric did a decent job painting the fence.
Decent.
Disgrace.
He felt a sense of disgrace after failing his big exam. He felt a sense of disgrace after failing his big exam.
Disgrace.
Elbow.
He rested his elbows on his knees. He propped his elbow on his knee to steady the rifle.
The sleeve of his shirt was torn at the elbow.
He's fractured his elbow.
His elbow joint was hurting.
Elbow.
Kid.
I thought he was kidding when he said he was going out with a rock star.
One of the kids fell into the river.
The kids sometimes try it on with a new babysitter.
It was obvious, I was the new kid on the block. The little kid lay all night long between life and death.
Kid. Offend.
They were both offended by what they had said to each other.
An absolute discharge will stay on an offender's criminal record for 1 year after the date they receive the discharge.
They were both offended by what they had said to each other.
He is an offender against society.
Aiding and abetting an offender is a serious crime.
Offend.
Overnight.
We stayed overnight in the hospital taking care of our mother.
Don't expect to become famous actor overnight.
Let them remain overnight, for the flavors to mingle.
They kept her in overnight for observation.
The last 2 days of the trip involve a ski tour, including an overnight stay in a mountain hut.
Overnight.
Persist.
We still persist in our attempts to control life. Symptoms of the illness include a high temperature, and a persistent dry cough.
They have persistently denied claims of illegal dealing. In order to succeed in this business, you must be persistent. These customs persist in some places today. Persist.
Pine.
There were many beautiful pine trees in the forest. They mainly use pine needles. The couple engraved their names onto the old pine tree. The postcard had a pretty green border of pine needles.
Pineapple cream smells very fragrant. Pine.
Scar.
The accident left a scar on his forehead.
Nosebleeds may be scary, but they rarely indicate a serious medical problem.
This is a huge waste of scarce resources.
The same techniques were used to whip up a hysterical communist scare.
This scarcity is inevitable in less developed countries.
Scar.
Sensation.
Mom got a painful sensation in her head from the loud noise.
They often create the sensationalist headlines.
The newspaper only posts sensational news stories. Mom got a painful sensation in her head from the loud noise.
Massage produces wonderful sensations.
Sensation.
Sled.
Marvin likes to ride his sled down a hill in winter.
It's a cold, snowy day and I'm going to wrap up thoroughly before I go sledding. The sledge gained momentum as it ran down the hill.
They put the piano in a sledge.
Marvin likes to ride his sled down a hill in winter.
Sled.
Tease.
Jake teased Charlie because he was the new student. Jake teased Charlie because he was the new student.
The older boys at school used to tease him.
They had a scheme to tease their friends.
Tease. Valentine.
Harry wanted Molly to be his Valentine.
I wait for Valentine's Day to pop the question to my beloved.
You need someone who'll give you a Valentine's Day card and remember your birthday.
He always gives me chocolate on Valentine's Day.
I usually give presents to my wife on Valentine's Day.
Valentine.
Loose.
This is the statue of a woman who is wearing a loose robe.
Let loose the talk of love.
To loosen the screw, you turn the screwdriver counterclockwise.
The students are at loose ends while taking holidays. I lose my control.